Hello there, this is Daniele from Toolchefs, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can use Atoms caches. In my scene I've already created two agent groups. The setup is pretty simple, so just a state machine and a grid layout. These agents are running, are jogging, the other ones are just walking. And now I'm gonna export a cache. So you can do it via the menu, Atoms Export Cache Exporter. If you go in the shelf, it would be this button here. So in here you have the list of agent groups that you have in your scene. You can select one or more and click on the arrow button, and here they will be actually added to the selected cache. So for instance, if I now keep that cache selected and click on this button, this agent group will be added. You can of course then, if you deselect the cache, you can of course create another cache and you give it another name. So other cache, and then of course you can have multiple agent groups inside each cache. So actually let's cache both groups in the first cache, and then on the second one let's just cache the second agent group. So once you're ready, you can just pick a path for exporting your cache like this. Provide a start and end frame, and then add these few options. So you can use the skin bounding box for calculating the bounding box, otherwise the skeleton will be used. You can use a multi-thread, which is to be used when you have a high number of agents and if you want to compress your cache and at which level. After the export is done, you can say I don't want to keep my scene unchanged, so in the way it is at the moment, or otherwise you can just replace these agent groups with other agent groups with a cache reader, or replace them with an Atoms proxy. Let's actually use the cache reader for now, and export the cache. So the cache is exported. The two original agent groups have been hidden, and we have two new agent groups that are reading the caches. So as you can see here, we have a cache reader reading this cache, and this other agent group that is reading the other cache. One of the two nodes, I think this one, you see I have both original agent groups. So I'm just not going to use this one for now, and I'm going to play a little bit with this one. So what you can do with a cache and using a cache reader is you can first of all use the agent layout tool. So you can use it by pressing this button. You can start selecting agents, moving them around if you want, or even rotating them, scaling them, and so on. You can duplicate agents. So let's say duplicate, you can move them a little, you can duplicate them again, and they will actually keep the offset of the original duplication, and so on. You can change the agent type, delete the selected agents, and do basically everything that you can do with the agent layout tool. There's another video that covers in more depth these this tool set. You can also use the social layouting and time offset for your caches and so on, and I would recommend watching that video. Okay, so if we go back to the agent group, what you can also do is we can create a new high field. So I've created this plane already, and I'm going to create an height field from that plane. Okay, and from the cache reader, then you can assign the height field, and the agents will now start working on running whatever they're doing, basically on the new high field. Then also another thing that you can do, you can use you can resimulate the direction of some agents. So for instance, if I create a new curve here like this, I'm gonna just move it up a little bit like this. I'm gonna make sure that these agents follow this curve. So I'm going to go inside the direction from cache. I'm going to select those agents with the agent layout tool. So you can even go down here and do agent selection. I'm going to select them. So basically now they're selected here, and I want to turn it off. So now basically these agents are picking, they're not picking the direction anymore from the cache. What I want to do now is to create a follow curve. So I'm going to do direction, follow curve, and I'm gonna attach the curve to the follow curve, and now the agents are gonna follow that curve. So as you can see, basically you can now, after you've done your cache, resimulate the path of some of the agents that are belonging to the cache if you want, or even all of them. Another thing that you can do with caches, so I'm gonna delete this one, just a second. Oh sorry, I had some agents selected, so clear selection. I have to go out of the agent layout tool. I'm gonna delete the agent group. I'm gonna show again the original agents. Let me also hide these two. I'm gonna create a new cache. So I'm going to create an Atoms proxy with this cache. Okay, it's gonna be called proxy cache, export. So now basically what we have here is that that agent group has been replaced with an Atoms proxy. The draw at the moment is in bounding box, where you can change it to skin. And basically with the Atoms proxy, this is just a quick representation of your agents, and they're reading straight from the cache. They're not resimulating anything, so you can even scrub the timeline, and it's super fast. You use proxies for rendering, and you know, if you want to give this simulation to an animator or to a lighter, just to have it a reference in their scene, or to light the scene before sending it to your render engine. And this is all for this video. Thanks for watching.